Man, I would say after the Guida fight, it was all good. We celebrated three victories in a row in the UFC, all finishes, and we were eager just to get the next one in because it was June. I wanted to get at least 2 more by the end of the year. So I got right into camp and took a fight for October in Portland, Oregon. And maybe 3 weeks before the fight was about to happen, got injured and had to pull out, and then someone else stepped in, and that was that, man. So then I figured I could just let the injury heal up or kind of just get back to training. But I took an MRI. Doctor said we have to get surgery on it, and we got surgery on it. So a little bit it was just kind of just relaxing and just rehabbing and doing everything, and life was a little bit boring just because not much to do when you only have one arm. And after that, we started getting more motion, and my thoughts started getting happier and happier and happier, and that's it, man. Now we're training full blast training, just working out every day, 4 workouts a day with my coach James Luhrsen over there, and Henry Gracie and all my buddies. So life is good right now. No, I mean, it was a hard sparring session between me and Hiron, and that happens between brothers, you know what I'm saying? Like when big brother and little brother go for it, and especially little brother's trying to go hard, because I was already 3 weeks before training camp, so I looked at Hiron like, all right, I'm in shape, I'm ready to go. Let me show you what I'm about, you know what I'm saying? Like little brother got buff, little brother got strong, and we did the same thing, man. Both of us went head to head. And it wasn't really like he did it on purpose. There was no like, oh, Brian's, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna hurt Brian right now because, you know, we're having a crazy sparring session. It wasn't like that. It's just when you're on the outside and you look in, it looks crazy. Even if you're a jiu-jitsu person, if you would have seen me and him that day, it was just, I think we both showed up with fire. And I was loving it. I was loving the training. But then what happens is freak accidents happen. So he got in my guard or something, I tried to stack up. And there wasn't even an arm lock. I tried to shuck him off. I just tried to like just brute strength, shuck him off. And then, and I don't remember, man, we were going and I threw him off. Well, I thought I threw him off. And I threw my shoulder out. And I think he, like, when he was falling, he kind of reached and grabbed my arm, kind of just to post up or grab it. But I don't remember exactly, but I just remember just like me trying to throw him off, and then all of a sudden, like, it was dislocated. So then I told him to get off. He got off, and I popped my shoulder back in, and I just kind of got a little bit serious, and I got a little angry, just because I knew I've had shoulder surgery problems or shoulder problems before my other arm, so I kind of felt and I knew what level I was in terms of how serious it was, you know, like how serious the damage was, or the possibility that I wouldn't fight. So I kind of stayed quiet. I went. He don't lined everyone up after that. I went to the back because people kind of heard me a little bit scream, you know. I was like, get off, you know. I was like, get off. And it was not like an angry scream, but I was just a panic scream, like my arm is out and this guy's trying to still work on this side. So I was like, no, get off. It was like just, you know, anxiety or whatever, everything there was. I went to the laundry room, and I was pretty, you know, I was mad, not at that, but just the fact that I got injured and I was so close to the fight. So, yeah, man, that was that. And then I went to the doctor, and he told me, you know, yeah, fight's off, and you're gonna have to get surgery. So that pretty much, that was sad right there. That bummed me out.
There's no, like right now, there is no bad blood between you and Hiron, right?
Oh yeah, I see Hiron and I hate him. Come on, man. There's no bad blood, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm there all the time. We teach each other. We teach Sunday. We teach Thursday fight sim together. You know what I'm saying? Like still every Thursday we're in there. If he's out of town, I'm there, and if I'm out of town, he's there. But when we're both in town, that's our class. Thursday night, we teach fight sim. You know what I'm saying? So the whole fight sim is taught between me and him. There's no bad blood, but like I told him, Uncle, little brother's gonna catch up, and I'm gonna get my revenge. Not by doing something like that, but by getting my submissions in one day. You know, my goal and they know this before this happened or anything. My goal's always been what? to try to tap out Hilo and Henner, because I hold them as the highest people in jiu-jitsu, right, to try to tap out. And at the end of the day, you want to beat the best. I'm a competitive person. I want to beat them, you know what I'm saying? Not to say I beat them or whatever, just because it's like you finally reach that level, right? Or I just want to be in that same recognition as them. Just when people look at, if they look at Brian, they look like a good submission artist, you know? And that's what I want. I was mentally ready for this, especially going into surgery. I already had it done before. I knew what it was going to be like. I knew the fans were going to leave. I knew the hype that was getting built up was going to crumble down a little bit. So I already was mentally ready for that. But, I mean, you're going to get sad no matter what. You know, it's just at what level of how sad you're going to get. You know, are you going to let it put you down, or are you going to let it motivate you? So I got down for a little bit. I want to say maybe like a month and a half. I was kind of just sad that I was watching people train and I wanted to do what I wanted to do, but I couldn't do it. So that sucked. Then after that, physical therapy started getting better. I started finding more, you know, and then I just started doing everything with one hand. I was like training, and people who follow me on my Instagram and social media, they can see that I didn't put a glove on. In one hand, I was working my kicks, I was working my left hooks, just my jabs, everything that on my good hand, I was getting it like just way better. And then by the time I could use my other hand, I was just slightly using it for shadow boxing. And then eventually, after like 5-6 months, I started going back to jiu-jitsu, and then now we're here like 6.5, 7 months later, and I'm training and sparring full blast, and that's it, man. Everything just stepped up. I feel ready to fight. I'm eager to fight. It's been a while since I fought, so I want to just get back in there and feel that rush again and start climbing the ladder again, because I left off at number 9, I think, and I'm still number 9 in the world. And I mean, the competition in there is fun and crazy. Everyone's like, the featherweights are like, you know, it's going off right now. Especially with Max Holloway and Jose Aldo fighting, and Frankie Edgar and Yair. So you got a lot of good matchups right now that people should look forward to in the future. Yeah, let me see. Aldo, Holloway. I love Hawaii, you know, so I like to stick with the Hawaiians, but let me see. This is how I see it going. I see Jose Aldo getting tired like 3rd round, and Holloway not getting tired, and kind of Aldo surviving the 4th round, and Holloway pressing forward on the 4th round, and then 5th round, I see just Jose Aldo just trying to get that last round. So maybe if it goes to the decision, I would give it to Aldo, maybe, you know, it depends on how it goes. Because usually, since I've been watching Aldo, he has everything is good, but he's not that Aldo like before where he was just knocking everyone out. So in the last history, I seen he takes people down. He takes people to the decision and wins by decision. And a couple of fights I've seen, like with him and Ricardo Lamas, where he fizzles out near the end. And Max Holloway is one of those guys that doesn't fizzle out. He's got conditioning and cardio for days. So if Holloway gets past 3 rounds of chaos with Aldo, and then he has 2 rounds to finish, he can make it happen. Or if he doesn't finish him, then I feel like decision might go to Aldo. So. And
the Frankie Edgar.
Frankie Edgar, Yair's out there crazy kicking. I don't feel his hands are that great. I feel he's got more kicks than he has actual like stand up with the boxing. But Frankie Edgar's been around, you know. That's another thing everyone's wondering. Frankie Edgar's been around for a while. Can he still hang with the young bucks? And I feel Frankie Edgar has good stand up, enough to just shut down Yair's game and take him down to the ground and just kind of press forward on him, especially on the 3 round. 3 rounds, 3 rounds, right? Maybe. I think the fight's a 3-rounder, so 3 rounds, I feel like Edgar could take it by decision. I haven't watched too much about Ryan Hall yet. I watched a couple fights. I mean, he's a good jiu-jitsu guy. He's been winning. That's good for him. I feel like there's 2 different styles of jiu-jitsu put in there. I feel like he's very like just dive for your feet and kind of like tournament style jiu-jitsu. and which I've never seen in MMA yet. Tournament style jiu-jitsu and MMA gets shut down real quick because you start realizing these are in. He's making it work somehow. So he's got a new little style that he's adapted, and I like to see him fight some people that are high up there in jiu-jitsu as well, or who understand the game a little bit better. I haven't heard of him fighting someone who has a name yet. So I'm just curious to see how he'll do when he fights someone who has a game and understands the, you know what I'm saying, like a top guy who understands that kind of game right there, and then we'll see if Hall could step it up and get the submission or the finish, or if he gets shut down and he's gonna have to figure something out, you know. So that's where you want to see what these guys are about, and I feel that's why matchmaking is important, and fights in the UFC are good because we get to see this. People who have something about someone else, they want to see, well, can this guy stop a guy who has good wrestling and striking? So we'll see what he has. I'd rather not fight people who are on losing streaks. Not that, you know what I'm saying, just if I want to fight someone who's on winning streak right now, you know, it makes more sense. Like two guys fighting that are on winning streaks, you want to see who's going to lose first, versus a guy on a winning streak and guys on losing streaks. It's just, I mean, the matchmaking is always good regardless if fight's a fight, but the whole game is who can take who's hype, who can steal what from another guy. So if someone who has like 3-4 wins and they've been winning and people have been talking about him, let's fight. But if no one's talking about this guy and he's losing, I don't want to fight him anymore. I just want to do what's best for my career.
Any name comes to your mind?
A couple names popped up, you know, like a couple people would tell me I should fight Cub Swanson. That was an opportunity at one point, but it just never happened. And then now Cub is winning, and he beat who did he beat? He had that fight of the year, fight of the night with Doho Choi, which was sick, and that was like up and comer guy. And then he just beat Artem Lebov, and that was a good fight, 5 rounds. So I think he might be waiting for a title, if not, or we'll see what happens, man. But there's not too many names out there that I see that at least not on the other side, right? I want to fight top guys. So if they can give me a top guy or someone within the top 15, I just want to stay there, because then there's more action there, you know.
I see. But as of right now, you don't have any anything.
No, we have something lined up. I just can't tell you. Yeah, we have something lined up. Because right now we're in Maryland, we're teaching a cop course.
Right.
When I get back home, I have a doctor's appointment, take my strength test, and that's it. He clears me to fight.
And you'll be fighting.
And from there, I'm already talking to UFC guys right now. So once the doctor clears me, then we go and finish the rest of the paperwork, and we make it happen. And then I can't really tell you specifics yet because I'm not allowed to, but real soon, just real soon, man. We get to go real soon. I've been teaching at the Gracie Academy a little bit less, just because I'm rehabbing and I'm focusing more on my stuff, and I'm with my coach James Luhrsen a lot. I mean, every day this guy's on me, man. My coach James Luhrsen, I'm very thankful and grateful to have him in my life, because he's the guy that calls me, even right now when you're not training or when you're not in camp, he's the guy like calling me every morning like, yo, wake up, run. All right, did you do, even, and the funny thing is I told him I was gonna go on a run, and then he showed up, and I was like, what the hell is this guy doing here? And he was like, just make sure you're here. So he's like that guy for me in my life that's always pushing me right now, and has been for a while, since I was 18. So I'm very lucky and blessed to have him in my life. And right now he's keeping me sharp, and because I'm with him all the time, I have less time to teach, but I like to travel and teach more. You know, at home I have my class Thursday, you know, fight sim, it's all good. And then I try to make it a couple times in there a week to teach, but I'm just focusing more on bettering everything else, strengthening my shoulder, getting my conditioning, getting my body ready for camp right now. And then Jiu-Jitsu, 13 years of doing it, it's all right, I have it in there, you know. Once I get to camp, I'll start training a lot more and bringing it out, and that's it, man. Man, I want to thank all you guys who support me from my Gracie Jiu-Jitsu family or my Jiu-Jitsu family community all the way to my surfing community, my black belt surfing community. I'd like to thank everyone for being patient, for sticking through with me, you know, like true fans, you know. And you guys are gonna get a show real soon. Just be a little more patient. Wait for that Instagram post to come up. If you don't follow me on Instagram, go to Brian T City. Follow me on Instagram. Follow Black Belt Surfing on Instagram. Facebook, same thing. And when that post comes up, you guys will know real soon. Thank you.